Hello and welcome back to cyubeVR. And as you can see, it is my 4th anniversary with cyubeVR and this English Let's Play. It's been 4 years and actually I don't feel like it has been 4 years because it still feels so fresh when I started, and to be honest, a lot of stuff changed in the game. One of the most recent changes is the new water that we got. I mean, look at the sparkling sun. This is still one of the best things that happened. And overall, a lot of stuff changed since the last anniversary last year. I got a ship up there that I made. I started with my palace. And yeah, today is just talking about all the stuff that happens over the last 4 years. I still remember when I started, I was really self-conscious about my bad English, and I got a lot of people who said that my English is okay and understandable. So at some point I just got lazy and stopped caring about my heavy German accent. This is where it all started. I still remember I looked up here when I started and it was snowing. Didn't even notice that there was a desert here that was super close. Gecko! Geckos are so cute. They came like 2.5 years ago into the game. At one point I had a huge farm plant here, but I had to redo it because a memory wipe on my hard disk caused me to lose more than half a year of progress. But this will be a thing for the past because soon I will have my own NAS and then I can have regular backups automatically. The furnace. Nach wie vor. Still one of the best things ever. I love it so much. I still remember when I was making this suspension bridge, I made this part here. I wanted to have a nice elevator. And making this elevator shaft took me way longer than I actually wanted it to take. But it works. I still like how the lighting is actually done with the asymmetrical torch placement. I still think it looks a bit like when you enter the TV world in Persona 4. I have Persona 4 on my wishlist for PC because you can't have enough Persona. And I know that they don't add anything. So here we have a little window space. Can we just acknowledge how awesome it looks? I mean, yeah, there's glass here, but just looking outside, looking over this huge desert, that is something that came also 2.5 or 3 years ago. The higher view distance with the enormous performance update. And since then I was exploring my worlds regularly and just walking around exploring is so much fun. When I started this world, I was still at a workplace where we had like 50 to 55 working hours per week, which is a bit too much for normal standards. Usually you have 40 or 38, not 50 or 55, sometimes even 60. So yeah, I was really burned out from work. I think it looks really nice from up here. Just enjoy the view. My temple, we've been there before. The lake, the second lake, the watermill. We will go down there after I inspected my ship. I once had an observatory up here, but I removed it so that I could make this ship. And yeah, till last year we only had this statue. And then we got those two statues here. One is this little angel statue, and this hooded guardian is the other. Now we can also place decoration on other decorations. So this is the ship that I made. I used the forge, Gog Forge? Gog Forge. Yeah, I think it was Gog Forge. It's a training ship or something like this. And I used this as a base for this thing. But I still made it more or less, yeah, just from one picture. I think it turned out pretty well. I think it's nice. What else is nice? Is this. Here I started having a little pixel art gallery. I made some nice looking pixel arts. It's just a bit bright because the evening sun is here, so that's better. Here we have a Pikachu, a Harvest Moon or Story of Season Power, and a cat. Cats are cute. Geckos are cute. Geckos are always cute. Now let's see what else we have. When we are in the desert, we could go to the desert temple. I'm still really proud of it. I once had the idea at work that I want to have a temple looking thing. And it was supposed to look ominous, so I wanted it to be a skull. Okay. Sand bathing? They are all in the sand. What's wrong with you guys? Okay. They are buried in the sand to get away from the heat. So yeah, I wanted to have a skull, and then I thought, if I make a skull, let's make the mouth the entrance. And that's when I made this. I remember I was in a live stream shoveling and hammering all the stones away to get this area. And I think it turned out pretty nice. And then I started making this here. Back then we didn't even had the reverb and no shimmer stones and star stones. So I had this all made with torches. Everything is made with sandstone. This was one of the first parts that I made. And then it went this way. I tried to make it like a really nice maze. I added some hidden rooms like this one with red. I have no idea why I made so many shimmer tiles, shimmer stones. But yeah, it looks really nice. I still love how the golden is illuminating everything. It still feels a bit like Christmas. Even in the middle of summer. This is always giving me some Christmas vibes. So dead end, oh no, oh no, here, no dead end, oh god, oh yeah, let's get out of here. No, I really like it. So, oh, the green room. Here you can get gamma radiation. This is something that made a lot of fun. So, and here's the actual deepest chamber. No, there's it. Around the corner. So this is the inner sanctum. Maybe I can still add something here in the future. Something mysterious. Maybe we will get something that I can use for decorating this. I mean, it was over a year later that I added the shimmer tiles and starstones, so why not? Oh, sunlight. Ah, I am back. Ooh. So, up there we have an observation tower. You can already see it. We will go up there. Maybe at the last stop. Everything here feels so familiar because I've been walking around here for so long. I just feel white here. This was my first house here. This was my first attempt to make the major house or the mayor house. Yeah, didn't turn out that nice. But I still remember here it was the first time that I used the bucket to fly. I still remember this. The bucket fly was known for more than a year before I started trying it here. And ever since it became a second nature to me. So here we have the bakery. I really like how the exterior turned out. Compared to the first house that I tried, this one looks way better, more plastic, more natural, and not just flat. So here we can bake our bread, and I mean the good bread, not just toast bread, but nice dark bread, which is healthy, tasty. So here's my windmill that I made from scratch. I drew the blueprint at work in my request, and yeah, I still like it. Really nice. First time I had to do something like a spherical roof, and it's still pretty nice. And here we have the church. The church is pretty new. Probably maybe even within the last year. I think it came out also really nice. I took a normal picture of a church and tried to reproduce it here. So this is a little blacksmith. I made this from this picture, and No, I still need to add something here. And here was the first time that I used the new feature of reducing the size of objects to make it look better. You already saw my fountain, one of the first things that I made. Now with water blocks and not just animated water. And here is my temple. The first temple attempt was actually here, where I made a stairway down into the mountain, dug out a huge cave and placed it in there. But yeah, then the wipe happened. And now I have this. This is now my temple. I like it here. It looks pretty nice. Maybe in the future I will add some more decorations. I'm not so sure yet. Probably. When I find something that I can add for decorations, I usually add them to my builds. So this was the first attempt of a huge school, which turned into a storage area with not much inside. This was supposed to be the bathroom. Nothing is done here. It's terrible. Whoever made this is such a lazy scumbag. I just need to add something to it. I have the feeling that I could do better stuff now. For example, here we have a train station in the middle of nowhere, but I talked with a block creator and he's going to make train tracks or railroad rails. So that's something I am looking forward. So over here we have one of my 3D pixel arts. I used a picture of a duck, or chicken, and tried to make the Minecraft chicken here. I'm not so sure if I did it in a good way. So here is my current project, a palace. I'm using the castle / palace Moritzburg. It's something that is pretty close to where I live. I passed through there a couple of times and this is the outline. Now I'm just going to add some rooms, and interior design is not my forte, so now this is what the original looks like. The only other thing that we have here is my Evangelion. I worked a little bit on it. I'm not sure if you remember from last year. I show it pretty often in my Let's Plays, to be honest, so it's probably boring for you, but for me it is really awesome because I still like how it looks so far and I want to continue and finish this. And I can at some point. I will have blah blah blah. I will have I will have a pretty long vacation in a few months. And I will have a whole month of vacation, and in this time I hopefully can build a little bit on it. I mean, look, I finished the hands. I'm almost done. I'm also done with the wrists. Now it's just the lower part of the body, underarms, elbows, upper arms, upper body, head, and then we are done. God, the sun. I'm still really glad that cyubeVR looks as good as it does. Oops. Come on, so. It is still a breathtaking, awesome looking game. And I found a rainbow flower. And by now you should know me that I can't keep this. I have to collect them. Let's just go up to the observation tower. It looks really nice even from the distance. And you can see it from pretty far away, as long as you can see the mountain. So this is actually a pretty nice orientation point. So is my Evangelion. When I started exploring the desert in these directions, especially this direction, when I saw my Evangelion in the distance, I knew that I was almost home. Exploring was really fun, because when we got the higher vessel or the better performance and higher view distance, I had to explore. Because before, this mountain and everything around it was the only thing that I knew in this world. I was running around a little bit in search for some blue dye at one point, and I think it was the second or third episode, and I think I just ran this way, circled around this mountain, and that's it. Or maybe even a bit whoopsa behind there. But yeah, I didn't walk that far, and I couldn't see it. Come on, I can't stand. Let's go backwards. Okay, I'm too stupid to use stairs. That's why we got escalators. There you can also see the desert temple. This tower was really fun to make. It was something that I had in mind. I just had the idea of a huge tower. I made towers before, and to be honest, they were not that great. One tower I wanted to look like a wizard tower or maybe a witch tower, but yeah, it's just like a huge matchstick. But here, this looks pretty nice. I didn't use any pictures for reference. I just made whatever I wanted to make. I think I added the shimmer tiles later on. So some glass so that you can overlook the desert. And just look at the view distance here. There. This is a view distance of 350 blocks or chunks, about 5.2 kilometers or 3 miles. It took a while to explore. Just getting there takes like 5 minutes, even though it looks so close. But it just looks close now because behind is even more. I still remember when I was exploring everything here. I just turned around so much that I was just so. Yeah, when I first explored the desert, it took me a couple of hours. I was listening to broadcasts, running in circles and squares. So this was like a 10-minute walk to there, and that was the furthest my world actually went on. Then I went further over the other part of the desert. It's the same desert, it's connected. It's all one big desert everywhere. And then there's another whole continent and all filled with mountains and nice stuff. Yeah, and it takes like half an hour to get there. Again, a nice view of my village. It's really nice. To be honest, once we have multiplayer, I will not share this world. A lot of people suggest world sharing, and I don't want to share this world. Because the world as such has so much memories for me, I just don't want to share this with anyone. I shared the builds. I copied the build. I have the schematics shared on my Discord, so everyone who wants to use them can use the creative menu by Albert to copy my builds into their world. I'm okay with this, but the world as such, built over the last 4 years, it's just so dear to me that I don't want to share it with anyone. Oh! Braten turned back into a deer. That's interesting, because sometimes he's a rabbit and sometimes he's a deer. Maybe it depends on the cycle of the moon. Are you a rare rabbit or a rare deer? Rare deer or rare rabbit is actually not the correct term, because rare is just an old word for man. But yeah, everyone knows what a werewolf is, so if I say rare rabbit, then people could assume that I meant a rabbit that changes form. It's a shapeshifter. Let's go with this. This is also a build that I made really early, one of my earliest builds, and it still looks really awesome. I really like how the water wheel looks. I had to add a few more blocks because now that we have water, you can actually look in the water and see where the blocks are, so it still looks really fantastic. Especially with the nice water. So, I spent so many hours in this world, streaming, let's playing, everything. And it helped me through a lot of trouble. Like I said earlier, when you had a 60-hour week, you just jump in, build something, that's really nice. Once I almost fell asleep while recording. After a night shift, I was working on the desert temple. I was mining rocks, and at some point I noticed that I wasn't talking anymore. My brain was almost asleep already and just my hands were moving. That was stupid of me, because that's not content you want to see, but it was fun for me nonetheless. Sometimes all I could think of at work was just going back home, building on my stuff. And it is really awesome. I really hope that more and more people will enjoy cyubeVR. This year, cyubeVR released on PlayStation 5, PlayStation VR 2, and it got a lot of new people into cyubeVR. Almost every day someone is streaming cyubeVR, which is really awesome, and I really hope that the momentum carries on and more and more people start to enjoy cyubeVR. I really hope that the multiplayer will be a success. It doesn't have to be that soon, but I really hope it comes within the next 2 years. For survival, I'm not the biggest fan of this, because I don't want to eat anything when I build something. When I'm working on my Evangelion, I don't want to eat every 5 minutes. That's just... I don't like this. I would deactivate it anyways, like I didn't use any health. So, yeah. That's a feature that I wouldn't use, so I'm not really looking that much forward to it. And enemies and stuff is such a big thing. To be honest, if Stormbreak would start working on it now, I would estimate it would take at least a year until he can update or release a real enemy fighting survival part for cyubeVR. Because in my opinion, you need some enemies at first. You don't need to have a lot of them, but at least 2 or 3. Then you need fighting mechanics, you need tools. That means you need to upgrade your mold or another way to make your weapons. And all this, you need to have drops, to have food or stuff to regenerate your health. All this needs to be implemented and it needs to be good. And this can't be done within a couple of months. At least I don't think that it can be done. So this is a project that takes a lot longer. I don't know what the next updates will bring. I hope maybe for some chains and poles that we can have hanging from the ceilings to add chandeliers, and poles so that we can raise flags. Flags and banners. Banners, definitely. I want banners on my castles that I built. So that's something I wish to get in the next year, maybe. And other than this, I'm pretty fine with the way we have it now. So yeah, I don't know what comes next. I will take everything. And yeah, I just hope that we all can enjoy cyubeVR for the next couple of years. I really hope that you all stay at my subscribers, watch my videos, chat with me, maybe on the cyubeVR Discord or on my own Discord. I really enjoy interacting with you. I got a lot of positive comments over the years. Also something that really helps you if you're feeling down. You can just scroll through your comments and then you have those nice words. That really helps. It also helps that I don't usually get any hate comments yet. I'm too small for this. And I don't need them. But yeah, in general, I know that my community consists of really awesome people. So I'm pretty sure that I don't get that much hate in the next couple of years. But yeah, everything I did is thanks to you guys for actually watching my videos, supporting me by watching the videos, maybe joining the Discord. It's really nice sometimes when I'm on Reddit or YouTube. Sometimes I drop into some streams and people recognize me. That feels really nice. Like, oh, you're Chippy, I watched your tutorial video. That's something that really is nice, because that means I was able to help people enjoy the game that I love so much more. And yeah, I really hope that this will continue. So yeah, that's it for my 4th anniversary. Just some talking, walking around, looking at the stuff that I made. And I hope that you enjoyed this a little bit. Thanks for dropping by. And thank you for staying with me, maybe for all the 4 years. Maybe you just joined recently, then I hope that you will watch me for the next few years. And yeah, in general, I'm really grateful. I know that I can't express this in a good way, but I hope that you really understand that you all mean so much to me. cyubeVR means a lot to me. It became part of my life, and you guys also, even if you're anonymous, I know some people always watch my videos and my streams, and that feels nice. So thank you guys. I really love you. And that's it for this video. It's getting dark, so let's go to bed. And yeah, thanks for dropping by. Till next time, and please stay healthy. Bye!